Hello and a very good afternoon to all our viewers. Welcome to your number one sports hub, www.ThePapare.com, and this is Singer Schools Rugby League 2018 and the week 3 from Police Park grounds. We are bringing you live as St. Peter's, the league table toppers, playing against the bottom of the table, Dharmaraja College. I'm sure Dharmaraja will be looking to give a huge fight as they travel from Kandy, and St. Peter's showed some great performance this time around. In fact, after beating that Wesley College last week, after trailing in that first half, it was a remarkable comeback by Sanath Martis and his young brigade from Bambalapitia, and this time they host this event at Police Park, so they have a issue in terms of their home grounds changing, because Bambalapitia grounds is still under renovation, so they will miss that home advantage. However, still they are playing in Colombo, and Police Park is also pretty much like their home turf, and I'm sure it's going to be an excellent fast moving rugby encounter. Also, some star names in that St. Peter's lineup will be missing today's game. We'll go through the team cards in a bit, but we'll be talking about the performance in the week 1 and week 2. They just thrashed Zaira College in the first week, thumping run. Talking about that game, I have my co-commentator. Welcome you on board, Yusran Lanta. Very good afternoon
to
you.
Good evening, Sabir. Good evening, viewers. It's going to be a thrilling encounter today, Sabir. St. Peter's having some big names, and they are physically built as well than the Rajans, and they'll be coming in with confidence with 2 wins in their belt, while Rajans have 1 loss. So it's going to be a thrilling encounter, I'm sure.
That's right, Dharmaraja just missed their first week against Wesley. It was postponed to later April rather. And also talking about that Zaira performance, we'll talk about that this evening. You can see 32 Celsius. It's really hot and humid. It's the typical sunshine here in Colombo, and a wind at 14 km per hour. And we also see that humidity is 74%. Wonder if the players or if the referees take a break at the first quarter, despite this game is only 35 minutes and a half, because it's so hot and humid. So according to the World Rugby laws, you can go for that breather for 2 minutes in that first quarter. Let's talk about that Zaira game first up. Run against St. Peter's College. It was a brilliant performance by the Peterites.
Indeed, it was a brilliant performance from St. Peter's, and Zaira, they couldn't execute their ploys well enough because they had issues with ball handling, but St. Peter's were executing their ploys and they were playing to their game plan, while Zahira were failing to get into that red zone and come back with points.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at cracking action in the week 2 of Singer Schools Rugby League.
It was Kingswood versus St. Thomas up at Digana, where Kingswood won with St. Thomas after a lapse of 3 years maybe, because the points were 24 points to just 5 by St. Thomas.
I think they last beat St. Thomas under Riza Rafai's captaincy, if I'm not mistaken.
In 2013.
So there's some lovely handling.
Yeah, St. Thomas are really weak in their defense in the wing. That's their main issue throughout these 2 matches that they played. Even with St. Joseph's, 3 tries scored out in the wing. What do you think about that, Sabir?
Well, its scoreboard says it all, 24 points to 5, and another game back in Hill country.
That was a real thrilling encounter between St. Joseph's and Trinity. Trinity leading in the first half, but then St. Joseph's came back real strong, and this is Radharatnam scoring that wonderful try in the corner.
Lovely step of Goose. This boy has some brilliant steps, better than your skills, I think, Ruzran.
Yes, indeed. He showed some real speed that day, and the first half Trinity led 15-10, but then the Josephians came back strong. That was Keshan Kavind scoring that wonderful try, and Gamunu Setia, he is a real masterclass.
He was sensational, Yusran. I saw he was in the first game also scoring some tries, 25 points
to 32, how that ended. And this was the other game, Wesley versus St. Peter's. Wesley scored 2 brilliant tries in the first 5 minutes. First 5 minutes, look at the tries they scored. They just drew the defender straight to the try line. Paul had done some great work.
Too easy, yeah. And Paul versus Sanath Martis, 2 good friends, but St. Peter's just hit back, changing their game plan in that second half encounter.
Nizra Nilar was the man of the match, scoring a hat-trick in that game.
Your former teammate and also
Yes.
St. Peter's brilliant comeback. 19 points to 17
It was at
was the
half-time.
halftime score. And Wesley, the Double Blues, was struggling in that second half as St. Peter's played that close encounter, pick and go, using their forward strength. And Wesley really felt that as the game goes into a winning streak for St. Peter's. 33 points to 17 was the score. And the other game we had Isipatana versus Dharmaraja. Dharmaraja, I'm sure they would have seen all the video analysis and looking for that extra pinch to come to Police Park this evening. And Isipatana, much better performance compared to their first game against DS Senanayaka.
Yes, it's nice to see that Isipatana is coming into their regular form in the season, because it was very uncharacteristic of them to score solo with DS, but now it's really nice to see Malika Ruberu scoring 2 tries that game.
Yeah, skipper just filling Kushan Indranil's number 12 shirt, and Rajan's trying to do something, some miracle out of the attack. Finally a well-deserved try.
That was their skipper, Bhavanta Udangamu, the younger brother of Bunak Udangamu.
Candy's number 8, he's just right next to me in this game at Police Park, and this is the other game, Royal versus St. Anthony's.
The highest score of the weeks from the week 1 and 2 was scored. 55 points Royal scored at that game. It was a really disappointing game by St. Anthony's because they played really well with Trinity College. They were leading for almost the first half.
And also the first half, it's not big in terms of score, Yusran. It was 13 points to 15. And Royal, this man, Janindu Dilshan, won't be surprised if he make that to Sri Lanka under 19 along with St. Joseph's skipper.
What more do you need? He's bulky, he's big, he's speed, and he can kick.
And Sabit Feroz also putting his name on the score sheet. The captain of Royal College playing in that wing position. 55 points to 13, thumping score. And then this game gave me such a heartache. Zaire was playing a good game in the first half, but DS was as good as them. It was so close. First Zaira scored and then DS Senanayaka hit back. Both coach Motilal Jayatilaka and Shamli Nawaz into his second year running.
The last 10 minutes of the game, Zaira played with 13 men in the field. What do you think about that? And they still managed to hold on to that victory.
Yeah, it's 12-all, and I think that it was a bit clumsy and it was a bit slutter in terms of decision making. This is another wonderful effort by Zaira.
That's Farhan Shuaib, the wing 3. He's just 17 years old. He can play for another 2 years.
And this is where I think DS Senanayaka rather they lost the plot. They had a chance to score into that padding, and in fact inside the try line, and it was knocked on, unfortunately. It's quite a heartbreak because they lost that game against Isipatana. It was a valiant effort by the Dons, and last minute kick was the missing trick for that Isipatana great win. But unfortunate for them, I'm sure in week 3 they will do their homework and they will be coming back strong after all their effort in the Single Schools Rugby League. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be back with a live action of St. Peter's versus Dharmaraja.
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම සනසුම දෙන නම එය සිංහ නම මිහිර මවන නම අවස නිවන නම සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අද විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය. Crescent Mini Caves. Mini Caves nang Crescent matamai.
The sensational taste of real chicken, wrapped ever so deliciously with the authentic taste of real goodness. No artificial colors, flavors or MSG. Real Crescent sausages. Eat real, live real.
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites only from Crescent.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance. Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Crescent Mini Caves. Mini Caves nang Crescent Matamai.
The sensational taste of real chicken, wrapped ever so deliciously with the authentic taste of real goodness. No artificial colors, flavors or MSG. Real Crescent sausages. Eat real, live real.
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites only from Crescent.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance. Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Crescent Mini Caves. Mini Caves nang Crescent Matamai.
The sensational taste of real chicken, wrapped ever so deliciously with the authentic taste of real goodness. No artificial colors, flavors or MSG. Real Crescent sausages. Eat real, live real.
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites only from Crescent.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance. Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Crescent Mini Caves. Mini Caves nang Crescent Matamai.
The sensational taste of real chicken, wrapped ever so deliciously with the authentic taste of real goodness. No artificial colors, flavors or MSG. Real Crescent sausages. Eat real, live real.
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites only from Crescent.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance. Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Welcome back to the Singer Schools Rugby League 2018 on your number one sports hub, www.thepapare.com. We are bringing you live pictures from the police park as St. Peter's hosts Dharmaraja College. The lads from Kandy, after their heavy defeat last week in their first game. However, St. Peter's on top in this table after two continuous victory, one over Zaira College and also the next followed by Zaira College was against Wesley after trailing in that first half. It was 19-15 in fact in that first half, and a brilliant comeback by St. Peter's. But here it could be anyone's game, but St. Peter's are very strong. Let's have a look at the team cards by both the teams as well.
So first up we have St. Peter's College, Abdullah, Julian Charles, Jamith Fernando, Nizran Nilar, Lanish Pereira, Diane Fernando, Lakshan Uduvana, Bilal Hilmi, Jason Karunaratna, Dilan Mas on the number 10. And then we have Mark Asav, the captain for today. The vice captain, he's playing after 2 weeks. Shuel Fernando, Chandima Fernando, Vishara Shavanta, Shehan Lianapatran. He's been a good kicker, but in the last game he missed the straightforward kicks, but he took the kicks from an angle. So, but we can hope that he has a better game today with his boot. We have TSD Pereira, MAV Sachinta, Fernando, Shenuka, Dias, Madhushankar, Ranasingha, Pereira and Dimel.
That's interesting to hear Yusran Shan Lenapathin, number 27. Watch out for his kicks because we didn't see much of a handy kickers this time around. Isipatana and DSNaka really struggles in terms of kickers, so as Zaira College. And here's the Dharmaraja College team card. Adisha Disanayaka, Manuka Hera Pitiya, Dilan Dhananja, Kanchana Veerasekara, Naveen Dasanayaka in that lock combination. And in the loose forward, Kapuatta, Abhay Ratna and Karuna Tilaka, the big number 8. And the halfback, the creative player, Supun Vijay Siri, partnering with Oshada Kalupana in that outside half pivotal position. Kasun Karnaratna in the left wing, Malinta Rajapaksha and the skipper Bhavanta Udangama rather, brother of Bunaka Udangama, candy number 8. And in the right wing, KG Madhusanka and the fullback Vishal Ranavira Singha will be the starting team for Dharmaraja College. And Harshan Rodrigo, Dulip Kulasekara, Dulanjana Kumara, Vijay Sundara Bandara Kumara, Navaratna Sagasekara, H. Kavinda and Dinesh Chaturanga will be the replacement or the finishers for the Rajans.
If you take a look at how both these teams ended their last season, we can see that St. Peter's ended 2016 in 5th place, winning 5 games out of their 9. And Dharmaraja College, they were played runners-up in 2016.
That's right, Yusran, match official, HP Veranga. And he will be assisted by Callum Sandaruan and Ranjit Kumara. Veranga, of course, had a good stint at that concluded Borneo Sevens in Malaysia. And he will be the man in charge of this game. It's a 35 minutes a half. It's a 70 minutes game. Playing according to the Under-19 World Rugby laws or the rules and no rules, in fact, laws actually.
We see the crowd lining up today nicely. For both teams, it's a packed house, we can say. And a few bus halls ahead, we have St. Joseph's taking on St. Anthony's today at Havelock Park. What are your predictions about that game, Sabri?
Yeah, that would be a cracker. Well, playing in Colombo, Joseph's looks solid, and I put my money on St. Joseph's. But St. Anthony's, having said that, this is still it's anyone's game. Looking at the performance they played in the first round against Trinity Usran, I thought they could have done a lot better in that second round game against Royal College, but still it's early days to call. And also we have a few games lined up this week. We have Royal versus St. Thomas's. That'll be a big one, although it says Royal 1-2 and St. Thomas still struggling to put that winning streak or winning match into their list. And also Isipatana versus Zaira, both games tomorrow will be bringing live on your number 1 sports hub. And also Trinity versus Kingswood on Monday the 26th March at Nitawala grounds, and Wesley versus DS also on Monday from Longdon Place.
So Wesley versus DS is going to be quite a good encounter because both the teams are quite balanced, so we can look forward to a good game.
And here the team waits to welcome the junior players. Here comes the home team, St. Peter's College. It's 32 Celsius, boiling hot and humid out here. 74 temperature is the humidity. And we also have a slight wind coming across.
The wind is going to play a big factor in this game, Sabir, if it keeps on increasing. So the kickoff is going to be an important part of the game.
Both the teams in the middle, just a team huddle and a little prayer. And St. Peter's will be attacking from right to left on your screens. They have the disadvantage of the sun coming into their face. I'm sure if Dharmaraja can understand. In fact, there will be a lineup, I think. There's going to be a lineup. Teams to be introduced to the chief guest. And quite interestingly, it's going to be a 4:30 kickoff, and both the teams I saw, they came well early to the warm-ups, just by 3:45 p.m. And St. Peter's just did their warm-ups in the shade, as you can see from that single brandings by the goal post.
And we can see that Ravin Fernando, the scintillating winger center, is out for St. Peter's. He faced a tragic injury in the last match against Wesley. So it's reported that he has a fractured ankle, which also has been dislocated. So it's a real loss for St. Peter's, but we wish him a speedy recovery because he's a really good player. Great potential for Sri Lankan rugby.
Absolutely, he will be a great miss, Yusran. He's such a lovely player. I love watching him every time he gets the ball. His dazzling footwork and the nippiness. And he's a halfback who's converting into that center wing position. And we are having a minute's silence.
Mr. Ahmad Kudus, who is a former cricketer and ruggerite who represents St. Peter's College in both sports during the 1942 season. He passed away after a brief illness a couple of days back. He was one of the oldest living Peterite ruggerites. So can we have please?
We are going to have a minute's silence for a former St. Peter's cricketer and a rugby player.
Ahmad Kudus, he has played for both teams, says the comparer. So he's the oldest. He was the oldest living Peterite from that cricket team in 1943.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your evening.
Well, so last year, Dharmaraja College have beat St. Peter's 35 points to 24 in that first round of Single Schools Rugby League 2017. Can they keep that psychological advantage will be the question.
Yes, St. Thomas will be looking to redeem themselves for sure because they were humiliated up in Kandy by Rajans last year. It was a real outstanding performance by Dharmaraja. They scored some really brilliant tries and they were on top of their game on that day. St. Peter's, who were giant killers last season, they had a really bad game against Rajans last year, but they will really be looking to redeem themselves at this game, so this year.
Absolutely. I beg your pardon because there was a change of attacking directions. Dharmaraja will attack from right to left and St. Peter's. Good news is that sun is just hiding by the clouds and it's a bit cooler than what it was 30 minutes ago. And the Rajan skipper Bhavantha Udangamua all set for the kickoff here. And pretty decent high kickoff, well collected by St. Peter's player. It looked like
it's the Rajan player collecting the ball. They're on the attack now, early on. It's the skipper himself. He makes a good break. Rajans are lacking people at the breakdown. They're not committing a lot of plays there. And that's a brilliant counter ruck by St. Peter's.
Yeah, brilliant counter ruck, but early on giving away that penalty. It was not legitimately, says referee Weranga, coming from the side. So early on, and it's certainly not with the kicking distance for Bhavantha. So he will play that territorial game. She puts some distance into that touch.
That's the right thing to do, Sabir. It's still not even a minute gone and they're already inside the St. Peter's 22. That's good playing by Rajans. They collected their kickoff and now they're already inside the St. Peter's 22.
Yeah, playing smart, playing according to their game plan maybe. This is what you want to do early on. Pressure, gain that opposite red zone which is known as the 22 meter. Any team will feel the pressure. But first thing you had to do the line out job correctly. The man in charge, Pitia.
Oh, and he misses it. And now St. Peter's have a chance to get out of jail. They look solid in their rucks.
St. Peter's playing on that shorter side. Good work by the big prop forward.
That was Abdullah Faiz.
Still attacking in that shorter side. Here's a little come off, sending out wide.
They're not planning to kick it out. They're planning to pick it and go by the forwards. That's not really a bad option because they have the advantage of physique. And in fact, that was Lena Patriana putting the kick in. Goes to the skipper, Bhavantu Dangamur. Lena Patriana collects it well and he puts in the return kick. Cardinal error by the Rajan's collector.
Yeah, not correct body position to get that kick. It's a lucky escape for St. Peter's because Dharmaraja, if that ball was a catch or taken it cleanly, they could have gained that advantage into running line because most of the St. Peter's players were offside position.
And their defense was scattered as well. They were not organized. So the Rajans missed quite a promising opportunity rather.
So halfback Jason Karunaratne.
So we can see that St. Peter's have mixed up some players because Jason played at fullback in the last match and now he's playing here at halfback.
Hilmi breaking that, giving it to Jason and short aside Siva.
Oh, that's a wayward pass. And penalty for Rajans. That's offside.
Well, it's a second penalty. Penalty, one in the breakdown. This time it was offside, says referee Veranga. So Rajans have the option to put some territorial kick once again. Here's the skipper Bhavanta on your screen. St. Peter's early on showing some great intent in that attacking line. We saw there how well they capitalized that short side. And this time again the skipper making a big mistake, not putting the kick into the touch. And St. Peter's fullback playing it safe, trying to put that kick, but although he didn't find quite a lot of distance, but still it's safe rugby.
Yes, Sabir. It's not a good kick, but still he managed to get them out of trouble. Dharmaraja with the chance of attacking now. Their first line out wasn't successful though, so the hooker might have to make his mind right and throw the oh, it's not successful again.
That's another poor line out throw by Pitia. It was not going well for Dharmaraja College. St. Peter's with the position again inside the jail, and this time again finds touch, but Dharmaraja still has this slight advantage. The kick was on the full because it was taken in outside the 22 meter. So Rajans have the advantage. In the meantime, at Havelock Park, St. Anthony's leading 5-0 over St. Joseph's at the 10th minute.
Pitia might be third time lucky. He has to because he's costing his team a bit here. They have some real chances. So they're trying to get the second man jumper in, but he's missing it. Now they have to go to the fourth man. It's successful this time around.
That was a good throw, but is it a collapsing? No, says referee. It's play on. Very well defended by St. Peter's. Good stuff on that line out. Here's the skipper trying to work that loop and sending out wide to the Spitzer in the far corner, and unfortunately yet another schoolboy error we call it. So you can see that the lovely handling hands from the scrum half to the fullback went smoothly, but not for the last man.
We saw that the attack from Rajans was not really gaining. They were running laterally. So that is something they have to think of. The skipper Bhavanta have to talk to his boys and get them to attack and commit to those gaps, not run across the field.
And Rajans trying to contest in that line out. St. Peter's did well to retain position. Here's the fly half, cutting it inside. Good work. Just need the support. You cannot be isolated. Scrum half, sending out long pass.
Lena Patinan gets caught up in heavy contact, and now Rajans have the opportunity to counter, but still possession with St. Peter's, and now they're opting to go with the forwards. He needs support. They are a bit late to come.
I thought there was a knock on by the halfback.
Same here, even I thought.
But he did well in that occasion. Here's the St. Peter's. On the attack.
That was Lakshan Uduna who with that nice carry. That's a good run by Abdullah Faiz.
In fact, it's Javinido Fernando, number 16, the big man, playing at that tight head position.
Nizran there on that occasion.
Nizran with the number 24. And here's Dilshan. St. Peter's keeping the ball in position and playing that face game. That looks high.
Tackle,
that is high. You can see referee Ranga playing advantage. So a penalty on offer for St. Peter's.
They're moving the ball from wing to wing, and that's a good side for St. Peter's. Pick and go now. Oh, that's a big tackle by the Rajan defender. Now if they have an overlap in this occasion. That was a forward pass. Cardinal error there, Sabir.
Yeah, the chance went begging for St. Peter's. Referee will come for that initial infringement. Will they go for 3 points? But at the looks of the attacking weapon and attacking game plan, St. Peter's probably play that territorial game and they might opt for that line out. We'll see how it goes.
Madhu Shankar taking the kick, the fly half. There's a big strap around his head. That's a wonderful kick, Sabir.
This is all what they wanted, to come into that opposite 22. This is the first time in this 8 minutes St. Peter's managed to come into that opposite red zone. And interestingly, number 3, the hooker wearing number 3, Julian.
If St. Peter's win this line out, they have the chance to draw first blood, but it wasn't a clean line out, but still they are here with possession. And that was Abdullah Faiz now taking the hits.
The big man Faiz collecting, reclaiming that ball position.
Jason calling for the forwards to come and pick the ball and go. I think the Rajan play might be offside here. And yes, the referee calls not rolling away. Quick tap taken by Jason. And play on, says the ref.
St. Peter's.
And that's Nizran again, caught up in heavy traffic. Madhu Shankar to Faiz. Inches short now. Jason again. Madhu Shankar again. And Madhu Shankar will score. He will score the first try for St. Peter's in the 9th minute.
That is too easy for St. Peter's. And Madhu Shankar, the fly half. Simple draw and pass after so many paces. You create numbers out wide. This is all what you want. Wonderful display by St. Peter's. Simple stuff. Simple basic. 2 faces to the right, 2 to the left. And get that extra space. Setting out wide, and the fly half scoring that try. Unselfish play by the player who passed that ball to the right.
He saw that gap and he sliced his way through. That's good work by Madhu Shankar. Lena Patino now. The kick looks to be in quite an angle, but we know that he's capable of taking the kicks. Last week he successfully converted some kicks in the same angle. So let's hope the wind doesn't go against him here.
Shehan Lena Patrana. So Yuzran, he said that he kicked the angle. He took the angle kicks. He nailed them, but not the straight ones. We'll see how much work he has done back in training since the week 2.
There's a slight breeze going on to the west. That's a beautiful kick. And see, Sabir, I was right. He takes the angle kicks well. But we are yet to see if he has learned from his past mistakes last week and he's taking the straightforward kicks with taking his time and not rushing in with the kick. Because I think that's what was making him miss them.
7 points to nil for the home team, the Bamba Brigade.
9 minutes up and they're already in the scoreboard. So that's good, good signs for St. Peter's. Bhavanta now with the restart. A good high hanging kick here. And they managed to collect the ball again. Now they reposition themselves.
Here's Vijay Siri sending out wide. The skipper
This is what I
Bhavanta.
was talking about. Running across the field, not gaining any yards. They have to learn from that.
That's poor communication. No one is there whatsoever. No one in communication. But Dharmaraja lucky enough to retain the position and winning a penalty as well. That's a third penalty St. Peter's conceded.
High tackle, says the ref, Viranga. And St. Joseph has scored a try and they've converted it. So now they're in the leaderboard. 7 points to 5 against St. Anthony's at Havelock Park. As Bhavanta put his team in good position again inside the 22. Look, if ThePapare can get this line out right, it will be a good chance. And unless the Rajans run their angles right, commit to their gaps.
Here's the Rajan Sukha ThePapare. Few calls here and there. Again, it was won by St. Peter's. Brilliant work by number 16. This is good rugby. Javinder Fernando. He made almost 40 meters. And St. Peter's supportive numbers arrived just like a flash. Good signs. Here's the lucid prop. Lovely work by the flanker.
That's Lakshan Uduna. Second good carry by him. And now they have an overlap.
Oh dear, that's an inside pass. Not for the right man. Should have given it to his left. Quite unfortunate to giving away possession, but look like they reclaimed the possession again. Looks like the second try coming from that far corner, but just could not hold on to the position.
Lakshan should have passed early because they had an overlap outside. If he had passed it, they would have gone to score their second try.
But what a lovely mark, what a lovely yard gained by Johnny Fernando, the number 16, playing at that lucid prop position. His reaction time in that line out, he was expecting that anything could happen, but this man on your screen is really in trouble. But this time he managed to throw that under pressure, as Bhavanta Udangama couldn't find the touch. Looks like there will be a knock-on advantage. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, the acting skipper Marcus Sau just couldn't catch that ball.
In fact, it was not Marcus Sau. It was the other winger, Vishara Shavanta. He should have done better in that occasion. He lost possession for his team. Nevertheless, St. Peter's look to be in quite good form. They're on the attack at all times.
Thank you for the corrections, Yusran. And here's a Vijay Siri, the little scrum half. Peter's showing that their steadiness. And the skipper Bhavanta, it's a thumping up and under. And that's another knock-on. And looks like it's going to be a penalty. Was there a tackle in the air?
And a yellow card for the number 11, Karunaratne.
Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of the replays today, but
I feel like the referee was being too harsh on him in this occasion. Sabir, what do you think?
I really didn't have a... I just need to have a look at the replay, Yusran, but he was much closer than us. If it's tackling in the air, fair enough. I'm not sure whether it's reckless.
Yes, referee Viranga had a better side than us on field.
St. Peter's 7 points to nil into the 15 minutes. And already a man down for Dharmaraja.
Bhavanta showing good power with his kicks, high hanging kicks. Both his restarts were recollected by his side, and now with this high up and under. Only if that chaser could have collected the ball, something could have been created for Rajans.
Just a matter of showing a little bit more patience, Yusran. When you have the ball in position, be a bit more patient. I'm sure You have a game plan, play accordingly. Rajans had so many lineouts in the St. Peter's half, not enough execution. And that's a lovely contest in that lineout. Rajans a man down, St. Peter's with the advantage. A good rush defense by Rajans, number 12. That's Rajapaksa. Can they turn over? Looks like it was knocked back, but referee Viranga going for that penalty infringement. Looks like an offside play by Rajans.
That was not good play by number 9 Vijay Siri. He was holding on to that St. Peter's player's neck even after he released the ball. I think that's what the side ref is talking about.
Interestingly, I wouldn't surprise if they opt a scrum, because early on we saw that how good they dominated the scrum. Rajans going back foot.
Yes, it's the number 9 that's being called by referee Veranga. That was really bad play. He was holding on to his neck and he smashed into the ground even after the ball was offloaded. It's just a warning. Lucky this time, Vijay Siri. I agree with you, Sabir. I think they should have opted for a scrum because they have the numerical advantage.
And also the power in that scrum among those tight 5 is run. They were brilliant. We saw that how well they carried, especially Faiz Abdullah, the loose head prop, and the tight head prop Javinder Fernando. He made almost 40 meters from that pickup in that line out. And interestingly,
to go for touch.
That's right, they are going for the touch. The ThePapare stats, all you want to do is stats.thepapare.com for the accurate figures from this Singer Schools Rugby League. That was well collected. And are we going to see the second try coming in? It looked high, held up, says referee. Well, anyway, it's going to be Peter's ball. Going to be a 5-meter put in. Just 5 minutes into the first quarter. And lovely break by the number 8. Is he going to go all the way? Yes, too easy. Bilal Hilmi. Although he's playing at number 8, he's wearing the number 7 shirt on. And that looked too easy. This is what I mentioned before they go into that line out. Yusran, get that scrum, score the try.
I think they heard you, Sabir. And Bilal Hilmi says he can play another year. He looks to be in good form and good shape.
Good stuff, St. Peter's. They are eager to score their 4 tries and get that bonus point. That is what they want. That's just I heard from the St. Peter's fans as well. Here in this Police Park Pavilion.
Lena Patirana now with another chance to show his skills with the kicks from the angles.
12 points to nil. It could be 14 with this conversion. St. Peter's so far on song.
It's great to see that the sun has gone down. The players won't have to tie too much. And again, it's a beautiful kick right through the middle. So Lena Patirana has learned from his past mistakes. He's doing a great job with the boot here. Although he missed the clearance kicks at the start, he's gaining his confidence little by little now.
Peach of a kick by young Lena Patirana. Good stuff, 14 points to nil. And Rajans just need to show some urgency in terms of reclaiming and in terms of their attack, which is what they're lacking. Wonderful kick and very well collected by Rajans.
So 3 kicks and 3 collections. That's good Good signs for Rajans. The ref calls for a knock on. Dharmaraja ball. What do you think about the under 19 rules, Sabir, about the 1.5 meters shoving?
Well, if it is the World Rugby law, Yusran, you have to play for according to the law.
Last year it was not there in the rule books here in Sri Lanka. That was quite the advantage.
And here we go, Vijay Siri sending out wide to his outside half. Skipper Bhavantha, as he collected, he's just running laterally. He had 5 meters to make straight line. However, it's still Rajans who looks like a turnover. This is brilliant stuff by Peters. And here comes a little scrum of sending out wide and another knock on. And ball handling comes a little bit sloppy.
Nevertheless, that was a good turnover. He showed real good technique and posture. I think that was Bilal Hilmi. He showed quick daylight and he was real quick at the breakdown.
And also St. Joseph's leading 19 points to 12 after 28 minutes. That was at Havelock Park. Here's Vijay Siri again. Look at this scrum, how much pressure St. Peter's putting on. Bhavantha, the skipper, long cutout pass. This is good. And the number 14, Madhu Sanka, was unable to beat that his opposite number. Turnover, knock-on advantage, but the advantage is over now.
Lena Patran running from one corner to the other corner across the field. He should have cleared the ball, but now the opportunity for Madhu Sanka to clear the ball. And he takes St. Peter's out of jail. Lena Patran should have cleared the ball earlier. It wouldn't have been this hard if he had cleared it earlier.
Rajans keep that chances so many times. That's the first time we saw that wing three-quarter getting the ball through the backs, and here's that man here, Pathirana, with the throw-in. Slight knock-on.
St. Peter's are showing great pressure at the scrums, and their pack looks to be heavier than Rajans, just by the looks of it. Rajans need to collect themselves together and hit the right channels of the St. Peter's defense.
Here we go, another scrum time.
And I think St. Peter's might run this ball because they have the numerical advantage yet. And they are running the ball. Oh, quick offload to Jason. Now Lena Pathirana sprinting his way through try line. He won't be able to get there. Now Nizran with the ball. Good break by Nizran. He goes to the ground. Jason sends it out to Madhu Sanka. Madhu Sanka to Abdullah. Abdullah. Oh, and that's a wayward pass. Another opportunity gone begging, Sabir.
Well, simple stuff. Sometimes under pressure you're not able to do that. Just a draw and pass. He took his eyes out of the player, and he was just expecting the tackle before he sent the pass out to his left. Another 5 points going begging. I'm sure on that occasion the wing three-quarter could have finished it off in style. It was Shavantha who's waiting for that pass. Another line out.
Not clean this time as well. First knock on by Rajans. So they get to keep possession of the ball. A real good chance now here for St. Peter's. I think they'll opt to break from the number 8, take the first hit, and then maybe play two faces and score out wide.
Coach Lasanta Di Costa and Henry Terence watching this very closely. They will have their game tomorrow against Zaira College. And I think the Simbin period is over. And you can see the number 11, Karuna Ratna, the left wing, will make inroads into the playing field. So it's all even.
So St. Peter's couldn't make maximum use out of the numerical advantage they had. They should have scored.
Yeah, just one try is run, but they will take that. Here's another opportunity. They don't mind about the numerical advantage. They have a lovely attacking line and too easy. Too easy. Number 12. In fact, number 21 who scored that try. I'm afraid I don't have his name on the team card.
Sandesh Dimel it was.
Sandesh Dimel, the replacement winger. Big lad. But only concern is, look at these players. All the knees are strapped. I'm not sure players going through so many injuries. And this man, Lena Patirana, to make it 3 out of 3 after 2 pitch of conversions, to make it for 21 points to nil. That's good. So it's 21 points to nil. We're still in the first half here from Police Park. This is Single Schools Rugby League 2018, and Shan Lena Patirana, the fullback who converted 3 good conversion.
So it's one more try for their bonus point here. It's really good play by St. Peter's. And you were right, Sabir, they didn't need that advantage. They just scored.
The game plan was so clear. You can see that Yusran play that phase game. You are simply getting some numbers out wide. Simple hands, basic ball handling. Again, Rajan's winning that line. In fact, the restart. Vijay Siri sending out to Kulpana.
(19-12) St. Joseph's leading. 30 minutes in the clock.
It is still a patchy game here at Police Park, Yusran. We saw so many errors coming in and few penalties conceded. But especially these ball handling errors and the knock-ons. And watch out for this scrum. St. Peter's will put some pressure.
But what's interesting is that Dharmaraja have won all their kicks from the restart. 4 kicks and 4 wins.
Yeah, but they have to make the position into points. That is what lacking here. Again, under pressure in that scrum half. In that scrum rather. The number 8 was struggling. Karna Tilaka. You can see the high fives. Great spirit by St. Peter's forwards. This is what you need. Communication. Someone have to lead that heavy pack.
Both the teams being fairly inexperienced teams, but St. Peter's, they're showing real experience here today.
Again, using that shorter side. They had the option to use the both the side when you get the centre field. And lovely work.
Vishara
Good tackle
Shavanta.
by Bhavanta, the skipper.
That was Vishara with that lovely break. And now Abdullah Faiz. He's hammered to the ground by the defender. Now Jason calling in his forwards. Jason to Madhusankar. Madhusankar to Faiz. Faiz barging his way forward. And now Jason to Madhusankar again. Madhusankar to mark the standing skipper. To Sandesh Dimel. And Dimel scores again. Second try for Sandesh Dimel. Back-to-back tries by this player.
Too easy once again. Playing for the pattern. Playing for the game plan. Very good handling skills. This is good to see. And that's a bonus point try for St. Peter's, the home team today. And we're still in the first half. This man on your screen, number 21. 2 good tries for him. Sandesh Dimel.
He's a tall player, Sabir. And he showed great strength there. drag 2 players to go over the whitewash.
Liana Pathirana with the conversion. So far his success rate was 100%. 3 out of 3. And all 3, including this one, pretty much the same angle. So you can see St. Peter's can score tries from their right.
And successful again, Sabir. And you can hear the St. Peter's crowd screaming, catch the ball from the restart, because all 4 times they missed the ball. But fortunately for them, it didn't cost them much.
So it's 24 points, 28 points nil. Still in the first half. You can see the scoreboard. We still have 5 more minutes remaining in our clock. And it is not the referee's clock for your information. Here's the skipper for the Rajans, Bhavanta, not finding 10 meters.
Centre scrum for St. Peter's. And I'm sure St. Peter's will keep the position with them without kicking it. They might opt to go at the blind side against Sabir.
Yeah, could be. That's the ploy. Go to the shorter side and play the maximum yard to your right where your strength relies on. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Going for that shorter side once again.
Manju Sankar puts it a good pass to Vishar Shavante. Oh, and he gets tackled just inches inside the line out. Holding on to the ball, says the ref. As the support was late to come, Sabir. They should have arrived earlier.
Yeah, it is from the set mover. He's run this wing 3/4. He ran like a flash, but the 7s and 8 and the 6 still don't have much pace to match up the wing 3's speed. So fair enough. And perhaps the winger could have put a chip and chase or a step into his right or a left, which was missing on that occasion. Anyway, they gain territory, but here's Dharmaraja still inside their own half. They need to...
Pide with his 5th line out. He missed out the first 3. Takes his time and puts in a clean line out this time. It goes to the skipper Bhavanta. He puts a high hanging kick. Collected cleanly, and now St. Peter's opting to run. Pathirana. He offloads to Pathirana again.
Once again, St. Peter's storming into opposite half. No pressure whatsoever. Look at Dharmaraja defense. They are not rushing. It was not even dogleg defense. They're just waiting till the player arrives to them. So they need to work their defensive line. And St. Peter's just doing the basic right. And here's the big man once again, Faiz Abdullah.
Madhu Sankar. Another barging run by the forward.
Janindra Fernando this time going into the walls. Lovely cut inside by the winger.
That's the skipper Mark Asau.
And here's a lovely pick and go, sniping through that gate. No one at that defensive channel.
Jason.
Another pick and go inside the red zone or the 22. St. Peter's just feeling that 5th try.
Madhu Sankar brought down by the defense. Jason again. He feeds it into their forwards. That's Nizran there, trying to crash his way through.
Quite unlucky for St. Peter's. They played so well and just giving away the position. Big sigh of relief for Dharmaraja, not allowing St. Peter's the 5th try. They just need to kill some time. Go into the touch. Just under 30 seconds remaining in our clock, but it's not the referee's clock. Here comes the big boot of the Rajan skipper. Perhaps this could be the final move just before the half time. 28 points to nil. For quite a or the most of the time it was only 7 points to nil until the 15th minute. Then St. Peter's just took this game into their hands. Again a poor line out.
And a turnover by St. Peter's, and that's Madhusankar. Oh, bad pass. It looked to be a knock on.
Viranga, the referee, going into that initial knock on by Rajans. So again in the 22, St. Peter's dominate the scrum with that tight fives, huge amount of pressure. And also not only the strength of this tight five, or especially the front row Yizran, it's also the technique. Look how well they engage in the scrum. Nice and square.
Coach Martis sir must have done a really good job, because the forwards are showing real good technique. And Jason now on the attack, he puts a lovely offload to Mark Asau. And that's Lakshan Uduvana. He's passing his way forward. Good pass to Nizran. Inches short now.
Nizran scored a hat-trick last week and unfortunately knocks it on this time around. And that's the half-time, says the referee. So the fifth try opportunity came twice, but unfortunately St. Peter's just couldn't capitalize on the options given. I'm sure there's a lot of words to be shared for Dharmaraja coach. I think it's Kapila De Silva.
He will have to talk about how Rajans need to keep the possession of the ball, because they collect the ball from the kickoff, but they lose it in the next phase.
So it's 28 points to nil here at Police Park. The home team St. Peter's leading quite convincingly. And don't go anywhere. Will we come back with the next 35 minutes of action from Police Park. Do stay tuned.
28 points to nil in favor of St. Peter's College. And this is the Singer Schools.
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුමදන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුල් පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance. Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Crescent Mini Caves. Mini Caves nang Crescent matamai.
The sensational taste of real chicken, wrapped ever so deliciously with the authentic taste of real goodness. No artificial colors, flavors or MSG. Real Crescent sausages. Eat real, live real.
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites only from Crescent.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance. Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Crescent Mini Caves. Mini Caves nang Crescent Matamai.
The sensational taste of real chicken, wrapped ever so deliciously with the authentic taste of real goodness. No artificial colors, flavors or MSG. Real Crescent sausages. Eat real, live real.
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites only from Crescent.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance. Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Crescent Mini Caves. Mini Caves nang Crescent Matamai.
The sensational taste of real chicken, wrapped ever so deliciously with the authentic taste of real goodness. No artificial colors, flavors or MSG. Real Crescent sausages. Eat real, live real.
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites only from Crescent.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Welcome back to Police Park. This is Single Schools Rugby League 2018 and St. Peter's, the home team, leading 28 points nil. And the second half action begins. As you can see, St. Peter's fly half to take the kick-off. Madhusankar, 4 tries in that first half. St. Peter's got that all-important bonus point. It's a pretty decent kick and also winning that line out. Could have done a lot better. Rajan's number 4, K.S. Veerasekara.
He's a tall lad. He should have caught that ball first up. Poor play by him, giving away possession to St. Peter's.
Here's number 3, Julian. And that's a good run again by Janidu.
Nizran, they are making a good break. Brought down though by the defender. Jason feeds it on to Abdullah Faiz now. Abdullah Faiz to the big number 8 to Vishara Shavanta. Jason again. Lakshan Uduana. Good hit by Lakshan Uduana. Just offloads the ball. Knocks back, says the ref. In from this, knock on, but that was from the side by Jason. So St. Peter's, they are showing a sense of urgency here in the second half. They were calm and composed in the first half, but now they're showing a bit of sense of urgency. They've got that bonus point try, so maybe they're looking for a big score here today.
Yeah, they already scored a 50. In fact, 49. And this time they're in that pretty comfortable zone, but we'll see what Dharmaraja have on offer. Again, another scrum. It was not controlled by the number 8, but skipper coming to rescue. Put that thumping kick, very well collected by Peter's number 28, that's Shavanta. And few knock-ons here and there, but Rajan's playing advantage. Lovely tackle by St. Peter's player. That is a crunch.
It was the try scorer Sandesh Dimel making that excellent tackle.
You can see the disappointment of Rajan's number 12, Rajapaksha. Such a wonderful tackle. With the tackle, the ball just pops out and knocked on.
So although Ravin Fernando and captain Javed Zaruk are ruled out for injury, St. Peter's still seems really strong.
Yeah, they have a very decent bench strength, Yusran, which is a must in the modern world of rugby. Again, using that right side, sending out to the fly, and here's the wing three-quarter. Rajan trying to pressure the breakdown. Ball comes loose. Referee says play on.
Untidy play there now. Jason gives it on. Oh, that's a cardinal error by Abdullah Faiz.
Play on, says the ref. It comes from the foot. And this time, not the second time, it's a clear knock on. This time, unfortunately, it was
Uduana.
Lakshan Uduana, the number 5. We saw him carrying the ball a few times.
For a second, I thought there that the first drop ball was a knock on. Dharmaraja in a promising position.
Yeah, number 8 Karna Tilaka. He just could not control that ball from the back of the scrum. And this time again, good pressure by St. Peter's. This is good rugby. And finally we saw the fly half running, trying to create some space. This is good. Again, number 6 Kapawatha. Turnover, Peters. This is excellent stuff.
Lena Patirana brought down now. Madhusankar, 2 fives. Fives brought down. Jason Fizz and Madhusankar now. They have the numbers out wide. That's Lena Patirana trying to go on his all alone. He secures the ball himself. But ref says it's a knock on. Even I thought it was a knock on, and the ref thought the same. That was good thinking by Lena Patirana. He just couldn't execute his plan well.
Yeah, good stuff by St. Peter's. Looks like there's going to be a replacement coming in. You can see the assistant referee's flag. Acting skipper Mark Asau comes off from that right wing position. Here's the Rajans on the attack now. Skipper Buanta. That's not a good collection by Shavanta.
Lena Patirana puts a thumping kick, and now he chases his own kick. That's a good chase, and he brings down the man. It's really good play by Lena Patirana. Rajan's defender had no option there. He had to kick the ball out to deadline. That's really good play by St. Peter's. Nevertheless, Rajan's will still hold on to possession. Ref clocks the stop. A player is down. Maybe that attempt to kick might have hit on his face. So it's time for the players can take a breather here.
In the meantime, it's 24 points to 17 in favor of St. Joseph's at Havelock Park. And here it's still 28 points to nil. Not sure who's the player is nursing that injury. And looks like it's the scrum half who has to go out. Scrum half Vijay Siri. All the March Madness 44th one-day encounter of St. Joseph's versus St. Peter's, the Battle of the Saints. Log into your number 1 sports sub. It is also on Dialogue TV Channel 1 and My TV from your mobile. That will be an interesting one-day encounter.
Play resumes here.
Yeah, after a few minutes of stop, and here's the replacement scrum half. Again, St. Peter's pressure. This is good. Rajan's just struggling to control that ball.
It seems like the Rajan's team have not yet clicked together as a team, not yet gelled, which is a vital factor if the team needs to go forward in a tournament, any tournament. So head coach Kapila Silva might have to look into team bonding and gelling.
Under pressure, it's a pressure scrum. This time again the skipper comes into the rescue. And somehow he managed to thump that into touch. St. Peter's with a very good chance once again. Can this go the 5th try? Julian the man in charge to put the throw in. Inside the 22, outside the 5-meter mark, and nicely collected by Nizran.
Trying to set up a rolling maul here, St. Peter's. And they're moving forward really well. Purposely collapsing, I think. Jason now distributing into the fly-off. Oh, that's a knock on there by the number 13.
Chance goes begging. I won't be surprised if they put this into touch, but scrum would be a right decision. We saw the domination of that scrum. And sending out wide early on, Madhusanka sending it to his outside partner. Opportunities mounting for St. Peter's.
Dharmaraja need to get their mindset right here. They seem to be already giving up. It's a number 8 break. That's Bilal Himi brought down by the flanker. Nizran there securing that ruck. Now the forwards, they're showing their strength here. Picking and going. Bilal Hilmi again. And he's held up. It's just a matter of putting it down. Inches short now. Vishal Shavanta. This is good defense by Dharmaraja. This is what they need. Lakshan Uduvana push back again. This is good, really good defense. Putting immense pressure on the St. Peter's forwards. Still going with the forward St. Peter's. Just inches short now. Over the 5-meter line they go. Jason sends it out wide now. Abdullah Faiz. He barges forward. Jason to Madhusanka. Madhusanka tries to go on his own. High tackle. They have the advantage now. Sandesh Dimel. Will he be able to score his hat-trick? And he does. He scores his hat-trick. This is brilliant play by Sandesh Dimel. But I think on the process he has injured himself.
Excellent work by St. Peter's. Penalty after penalty in that red zone. And I thought, for instance, that Madhusanka, the fly-half, should have given it out at the first instance.
Nevertheless, Sandesh scoring his hat-trick.
Looks like the second yellow card. This time it's Rajan's number 15, Ranavira Singh. So he has to sit in the naughty chair. Yet again, Rajans have to play with 14.
They were defending really well from the line. That was really unnecessary by the number 15 Ranavira Singh.
Lena Patirana to take that conversion. So far, so good with his boot. 4 out of 4. Can he make it 5? Yet again, all pretty much same angle.
Good signs for St. Peter's. Sandesh Dimel making his way for the restart. And another pitch of a kick by Lena Patiran. It was too easy for him. Straightforward kick. So all going St. Peter's way, Sabir.
Yeah, that's right. Last year, Dharmaraja beat St. Peter's in a thrilling encounter. It was 35 points to 24 in favor of the Kandy team. And it all revenge by St. Peter's. They look a completely different unit. And playing as a team, which is a good thing. Not any single player, single heroes or an individual skillful player. Because they are playing as a team. We saw in the past players like Kevin Dixon, Nishon Pereira, Sandesh Jayavikrama. Again another knock on by St. Peter's. All the restart kicks being won by Dharmaraja. Skipper Bhavanta just couldn't place that kick into the space. Almost a knock on, but number 10 managed to secure its Kalpana. Here's Rajan with an opportunity. Can they put some magic and come out of the embarrassment, putting some points on the board? Again struggling. And Nizran collects the ball. It's open play and Nizran will score the first try in this game. Too easy for St. Peter's, pretty much like walking in the park for the Bumper Brigade. Here comes the 6th try. It all came from Dharmaraja mistake. Was a bit sloppy with that position they had just by the 50-meter or the center field. Leon Patirana with his 6th conversion, 5 out of 5 for him. It's not even 2 minutes since he took his last conversion.
That was good awareness by Nizran to collect that ball and go under the post, making life easy for his kicker.
You played with him, Yusran. Talk about his strength and weaknesses.
As a forward, he is a very agile player. He can move around, he's very athletic, and he has a good boot as well. He can put the high hanging kicks, as we saw last year with St. Joseph's. He was the one taking the kickoffs and putting the kicks. So he's a very useful forward. You can utilize him anywhere in the field. You can play him at the back row and in the second row as well.
Yeah, we just witnessed that in the last game and also in this game. Very good reader, great awareness, great rugby mind also. It's time for restart. 42 points to nil in 48 minutes. And how good this man Leena Patirana is doing with his boots. Bhavanta Udangama with the kickoff. Try score on Nizran with the collection. Lovely work. This is brilliant by Nizran. Just go to try and look at that skills by the lock forward. And here's St. Peter's using that shorter side. Scrum off, sending it to Julian. Another high tackle. Discipline and the player safety comes first, but looks like they're going to be another yellow card. Dear oh dear. Are they going to play with 13? Time off, says referee Veranga.
Poor play by Dharmaraja. Unnecessary again. The seatbelt tackle is a much avoided tackle in this game of rugby, and it's the fly half who's being sent off to the bin now. So Dharmaraja will have to play the next 10 minutes without 2 players. Maybe 5 minutes for the first player. But this is the pivotal position, fly half going out. So Bhavanta will have to control the game now, Sabir.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, very tough for the Rajans. In the meantime, St. Joseph's leading 38 points to 17 back in Havelock Park against the Eagles. Also join me for the technical and tactical analysis of the week, and we'll be bringing all the do's and all the analysis rather from the Single Schools Rugby League. We missed out the first 2 weeks. Was in Borneo Sevens in the second week, so going to bring you from the third week onwards.
Talking about the Borneo Sevens, how was your experience there in Malaysia? Our boys put a good show there.
Absolutely wonderful stuff by the Sri Lanka Tuskers. It was a young team, just like the President Asanga Seniratna mentioned, Yusran. It was pretty much under 23 side. Only the skipper Mudutantri is a senior player, but beating that Sabah Eagles and a New Zealand team, it was incredible stuff. And this time
kick doesn't find touch, but this is bad play by the Dharmaraja player. He's running just across the field. He's giving enough time for the St. Peter's defense to charge forward, and he has put his team under pressure now. He should have cleared the ball earlier on. With 2 players down in the sin bin, he should have had the awareness to clear the ball early on. And now puts in a box kick. Lena Patrana with the ball. He attacks. Makes a good break. And Jason brought down. Now the forwards are lining them up. Almost a knock on by the number 12 there. Jason again trying to feed the ball. He feeds the ball to the forwards again. Now forwards barging forward. Brought down by the Rajans defense. The ball comes out loose, but still possession with St. Peter's. Lakshan Udumana, the number 4. That's Bilal Hilmi, another try scorer. He gets up again and twists and turns and comes forward against good yards for St. Peter's. Madhu Sankar to the replacement, wing 3. A pick and go now, and that's a knock on there by St. Peter's. Another opportunity gone begging.
They're still playing with the advantage. It's 15 versus 13. 2 yellow cards for the Rajans. St. Peter's just eager to put another try onto the scoreboard. They are eyeing that 50 points mark. They still have plenty of time remaining. Look at the body language of both the teams. St. Peter's breathing and Rajans a bit of clueless at the moment. You can talk that, you can sense that, you can see that from the scoreboard itself.
There's a bit of confusion happening around here. The Rajans player is being forced out of the field. He says he wants to play, but the doctor is holding him by his hand and bringing him out. Maybe it's a blood injury, Sabir.
It's not just a blood injury, looks like a concussion as well. I saw referee Veranga pointing out.
It's the number 11 there, Karunaratne.
Yeah, he's off, and number 18, big one. Big man D. Kumara comes in. He looks like a 95 kg. Well, I'm not sure. A prop is being replaced for a flank, maybe. In fact, the winger.
It's very confusing, Sabir.
It is, but not sure. Maybe a yellow card is taken off.
Penalty this time for Rajans. Thinking of a quick tap, but he shouldn't. Should stay composed and get out of jail.
Faiz Abdullah was the culprit, pulling down, says referee Veranga, just in front of him.
Lakshan Uduvana comes out. He had a good run in this game. Had some good carries. Oh, and Jason Cardinal error there. He knocks it on. Fortunately for Bhavanta, he couldn't find touch with the penalty, but still they managed to hold on to possession with Jason's knock on. Tired legs there, Sabir. Maybe that was why Jason couldn't collect the ball cleanly.
Perhaps that's the first mistake that he did for this entire 53 minutes. Jason Karunathilaka, the little halfback.
He played in the fullback position against Wesley. You can see he's still wearing the number 15 jersey. Bhavanta with a good carry. 3 defenders trying to get him down now. Finally brought down. Now it's Vijay Siri with the feed. The number 7 goes into contact, comes down. The ball falls loose. Then
again Rajans on the back foot. Good pressure coming by St. Peter's. This is good stuff. Turnover, almost a turnover. St. Peter's players should have done a bit better. But anyway, here comes the chance. But referee says it was illegal, going off it.
Hands in the ruck, says the ref. It was clear there that number 22, I think, Shenuka, trying to sneak his hands there in the ruck.
Well, I feel sorry for this Dharmaraja team so far. The skipper is doing quite well, but he's been the only man who gets the highlight or the nod of this team. And I'm sure to retain or remain in this top leg, you need to win at least 2 games. If not, you need to go to that plate segment and you need to be plate champs or runners-up or a top 4 finish in that plate competition to come back into this A division encounter. So it's at the looks of it, St. Peter's, St. Joseph's and Royal playing so well.
Clear title contenders, Sabir.
Without a doubt, all the unbeaten teams.
Talking about Dharmaraja and comparing their performance last year in the first 3 weeks, Sabir, they managed to almost win the game against, rather tie the game against Royal, the league champions. It was a 15-all until the 77th minute, if I'm not mistaken. Ovinaski managed to put a drop goal and win the game for Royal College. It ended 15-18 in favor of Royal. So it's quite disappointing that after having such a great performance last year, Dharmaraja is coming to this year and not performing to their standards.
Well, it's not really easy to sustain same team, so many players leave as the age group play commence. The thing is, it's all about the strategy and identify what are the year 2 and year 3 options you have. So pretty much
that's good pressure by St. Peter's now. They're pushing and it's a free kick. Quick tap taken and Vijay City sprints his way trying to put a chip kick on. I think it's a little bit overcooked, and yes, in fact Dina Patirana touches down in his own try line. So it's a 5-meter scrum for Dharmaraja.
In the meantime, St. Joseph's just overtook St. Peter's score. That's from Havelock Park, 45 points to 17 over St. Anthony's Eagles. And here St. Peter's 42, Rajans yet to trouble the scoreboard. A lovely break by Vijay City. Great awareness, understood that free kick was given, taking that quick tap, and St. Peter's cannot defend if you are not 10 meters. But unfortunately, his kick was mistimed. St. Peter's will take the restart from the 22.
Madhu Sankar with ball in hand. The 22 drop out. Puts in a deep kick. Cleanly collected now. He should have passed in the short aside. He had space, his winger. Nevertheless, they're on the attack now. Bhavanta chips in a kick back. I think it's offside. Oh no. Penalty for Dharmaraja. Not really sure what the infringement was. However, Bhavanta opts for a scrum. Not a good decision, Sabri. What do you think about the decision of a scrum? There's been real pressure in the scrums for Dharmaraja. He should have gone for touch.
Not sure. I thought it's a knock-on, but it looks like a penalty which was asked for a scrum is run. Anyway, maybe they want to work. Maybe they have done this set piece move a million times in the practice. So why not give a try, at least to give them some confidence. But look at St. Peter's. This time Rajans did so well in that scrum. Here's Bhavanta Udangama, the skipper, running laterally once again and sending it to his speedy fullback. Again, not many numbers committing into that breakdown. Once again, the halfback was the skipper from centre to halfback. Here's the fly half. Kalupana.
Number 8 goes down.
Almost a turnover, but referee Vedanga says St. Peter's offside.
I'm quite confused why the referee asked the St. Peter's number 8 to go out of the scrum. I think he meant it was an uncontested scrum because the forward of Dharmaraja is in the bin.
And good to see playing some control rugby by the Rajans. Almost a turnover. Great work by the tackler. Here's Rajan. Can they do something? Can they score the first try? Lovely chip into space, but it's not so lovely as Liana Pathirana. He didn't even bother to call mark, so he had so much confidence, but that's a poor pass. Again, advantage play.
He stepped his way through 3 defenders, but he should have had the awareness to put an offload inside and keep the ball alive. Instead, he tried to go on his own and lost the ball in the process.
There we go. Still 42 points to nil. 60 minutes played. 10 more minutes remaining in the clock.
So we are right, Sabri. It's an uncontested scrum. 7 in that scrum. Distributes the ball out. Bhavanta now looked to be forward, but referee says play on.
Here's Rajan's lovely inside pass. This is good. Finally playing with a little bit of venom, but unfortunately knocks it on, giving away position. Why didn't we see this for the last 60 minutes? That's the question for Dharmaraja.
Yeah, they're showing some pace and urgency now, but I think it's too little too late, Sabir.
Yeah, the train is gone, but at least some consolation points on the board will certainly give them momentum going into the coming weeks. Yusran, we still have less than 9 minutes remaining.
And it looks like Jason has been taken off. Number 31 has come in field. That's Ashela. So he...
Ashen Ranasinghe, the halfback, using the shorter side once again. Lovely pass, but not well timed on his run by Dilshan Pereira. Get your brand recognized with Sri Lanka's #1 sports sub. All you have to do is advertise with ThePapare.com. Just call Lelum on 0777 337 458, or you can email info@ThePapare.com on your all sporting action. And here's another line out. It's a replacement hooker for Dharmaraja. Neatly collected by number 7.
Skipper now on the attack. He finds a little gap.
Good tackle on the Rajan skipper. Bhavan Todakam, and a very good turnover by St. Peter's player number 27, Liana Pathirana. He made 6 out of 6 conversions so far. He's still on the hunt. So far he showed some good skills.
Trying to run it with the forwards now, St. Peter's. They're looking good. Madhusanka now. Shuel Fernando there. Oh, missed pass there. Knock on by St. Peter's. And Rajan's in a promising position again. But the question is, will they be able to make something out of this?
You can see the front row. It's a complete change. All the bench players for St. Peter's. You don't see the big man Faiz Abdullah, nor Janinder Fernando, nor Julian. So Coach Martis giving some game time for the bench players. There you go, the man on the screen. I think he's wearing the Lions top. Having a word with Tony Amit, not sure what is that. Maybe he's asking why it is uncontested scrum, not sure.
Yeah, because all 8 players are on the field now. Anyway, Bhavanta now with the...
He's the only go-to man for the Rajans. The lonely warrior for Dharmaraja. Vijay Siri sending out to the halfback. Kalupana, Rajans attacking from the far left corner. Lovely draw and pass this time. Good work by the fly half Kalupana once again. Peters giving away a penalty. Taking it quickly.
And Vijay Siri. He runs laterally though. Bhavanta is down. That's not good signs for Dharmaraja. And the centre is trying to move forward now. Caught up in heavy traffic. But they secure the ball. Offside, says the referee. So Dharmaraja have the advantage. They're still trying to... They've come back from the gain line. But they still have possession. And referee plays the penalty. Bhavanta is down, Sabir. That's a huge blow for Dharmaraja.
Yeah, they will need him. Maybe not for this remaining 4 minutes, but for the coming games. Not sure how serious is that injury is going to be. But anyway, Rajans had some opportunities coming, penalty after penalty. At least at 3 points. Maybe they won't be really happy with that 3 points.
But that's the sensible thing to do, Sabir. You should not... it will be better if they go for the 3 points. They wouldn't want to leave Colombo scoreless. Bhavanta's brother Buenaka must be watching the match right now. And his team in 2013, they were able to clinch the league championship in their first year of being relegated, Sabir. From B division champions, they came into A division and they were champions there.
That's a wonderful year. He's run Bhavanta, Bhuvanaka Udangama and Roshan Hettiarachi. I think he captained the team.
Ilina Veerasinghe was also in that team. He was a great fullback there, kicking the ball and scoring enough and more points for Dharmaraja.
And also Ashan Bandara, who's playing for Army, the fly half. It was a great team. It was under Radhika Hettiarachi.
And I remember Kavin Rajapaksa was telling me that that team was the team from under 14. So that shows how a team can grow to become a champion side, and rugby is a long-term planned game.
Absolutely. And
applause all around for Bhavanta Udangamo as he is being stretched out of the field. It does not look good for Dharmaraja, Sabir.
Yeah, that's right. In the meantime, St. Joseph's beat St. Anthony's 50 points to 24. The full-time score from Havelock Park. And here's a penalty. Looks like they are going to play some old tricks with the set play. Here's the big number 1, Disa Nayaka, going into contact. Here's Vijay Siri sending it to number 8, Karuna Tilaka. And that's a turnover.
Unforced error there. He should have held on to the ball. But it's advantage now for Dharmaraja. The flanker not knowing what to do there for a moment. But referee calls for the scrum down for that knock on by St. Peter's.
Time is ticking.
Under 4 minutes to play here.
But St. Peter's last 10 minutes, it's not convincing performance is done. At one point, Dharmaraja was down with 2 yellow cards. And the scoreboard still remains 42 points to nil. So much give some due credit for Dharmaraja's defensive work. And also they showed some attacking spirit in the last few minutes also.
I think it reflects how the bench can make a difference when it comes into the field.
Referee Veranga playing advantage. Lovely break by Kapuata, the number 6, the blindside flanker. Here's Kalupana. And that was the centre, Rajapaksa, cutting it inside. And the referee still playing that offside.
Quickly taken by Vijay Siri and referee plays on. And that's a try by Vijay Siri. The scrum half, the nippy scrum half.
Finally some consolation on the board for Dharmaraja. I saw the try was coming. Very well work by the little scrum half, Vijay Siri. Talk about that for a consolation try. For 67 minutes, Dharmaraja scoreboard was nil. And here comes that 5-pointer. Looks like who's going to take the conversion? Well, it was not successful.
I think it was the number 4.
Looks like Veerasekara. Not sure he was the brother of Shemal Veerasekara, who's playing for CRNFC. Yeah, it's KS Veerasekara. Missed that conversion. You can see the scoreboard 42 points to 5 here at Police Park. And this could
was a well-deserved try for Dharmaraja.
Especially well-deserved try for the halfback Yusran. He was the man who was trying to take all those quick taps and make some distance. Here's the restart. Poor collection by the number 20, Bandara.
Brought down now. It's a turnover, Sabir.
Can St. Peter's score one more try to finish this on high? They must be disappointed not scoring 50 points. Even a converted try won't give them the 50 point, but 49. Can they do it?
I think they can, Sabir. All they have to do is just hold on to possession, because they have fresh legs in the field, which Dharmaraja lacks. They are playing with their starting 15 almost. So if St. Peter's manage to hold on to possession, they will be able to score pretty much easily.
Good step by Shenuka, the number 22. Here's St. Peter's just storming in that 22 channel and giving away a penalty. Well. Not the best of the performance. What will this man do? If you take a tap and kick it outside, that's the full time. But if you still want to score a try, you can kick it out on the full. Well, interestingly taken the quick tap. Risky. But anyway.
As I said before, Sabir, St. Peter's is showing that the bench, off the bench, their team is not as strong as the starting 15, which is why they couldn't manage to hold on to possession.
Absolutely smashing tackle by the Peter Wright. A lovely step by number 6, Kapuata. But good sporting spirit by Dharmaraja. Still playing that game, although it's a full time.
Reminds me of an All Black Australia match in 2014, Sabir, I think. Australia were playing a really good game, and as a respect to that, All Blacks were continuing the game until the 83rd minute, I guess. So it's good sportsmanship here shown by Dharmaraja.
And perhaps this is the first real defensive test for St. Peter's.
Dharmaraja gaining over 20 meters. That's a good kick, but not the best of options. Under pressure, Lena Patirana. As he knocks it on, says the referee. And that's full time, I guess.
Yeah, knock on, and that's the full time. Referee Weranga. So St. Peter's, 3 consecutive wins, 42 points to 5. Some handshakes.
And we have to decide the player of the match, Sabir. They have a good performance all round. Sandesh Dimel scoring a hat-trick. Lena Patirana having a good boot, scoring 6 out of 6 kicks. But I think we'll have to go with Sandesh Dimel, Sabir.
Yeah, also both the front row players played really well. In fact, Faiz Abdullah and Julian, and also Javinder Fernando. But the hat-trick hero will be the Papare's player of the match. Congratulations, St. Peter's. 42 points to 5 win. Pretty convincing win, but they must be disappointed for the last 10 minutes performance, because they at least could have scored another 2 or 3 tries and put some mammoth points into this scoreboard. But anyway, having said that, Dharmaraja College have a lot of homework to do. Kapila De Silva, the coach, they showed some attacking intent in the last 10 minutes, but they have to do that from the start. Only Bhavanta Udangamua was marshalling his troops, and also Vijay Siri, the halfback, and Kalupana, their combination have to work a bit more.
And the team will have to gel together, Sabir, and work as a team, because Bhavanta is most likely playing like a one-man army here for Dharmaraja. So we can hope that they put a better performance at home in Kandy.
Yeah, next week they will host one of the games in that fourth week of Single Schools Rugby League, and also St. Peter's, after a successful 3 winning games,
proving to all the other schools that they are title contenders. Sabir, St. Peter's College, 3 big scores in the last 3 weeks, 48, 33 and 42 again, having bonus points in all the matches now.
Here we go, 6 tries to 1, and the one for Dharmaraja came very last. 6 out of 6 conversion by St. Peter's Lena Patirana, and half time it was only 28 points to 0, and the full time 42 points to 5. And Sandesh Dimel scored a hat-trick, will be the Papare's player of the match. And that's all we have from the Police Park, and we'll see you tomorrow with more live action as Zaira versus Isipatana from Mardana, and also the big game Royal versus St. Thomas's from Royal Complex. And until then, I'm Sabir Kader signing off along with Yusran Rantra and the technical crew. It's good night from Police Park.
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුමදන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහෙ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය